What's up, guys? I wanted to do a little video review of the Marvel vs. Capcom arcade 1-up unit. I just got this in. I finally dove in and bought it from Walmart.com. It had been out of stock for a while everywhere, and then it just popped up recently. So I wanted to go ahead and give it a shot. I've already got the original Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet, and I love this cabinet to death. I play it a lot. And anyway, let's just do some pros and cons. First off, I really like the side artwork and everything, so I kept that all original and everything. I made a couple of little dots to cover up the screw heads and stuff on here as best as I could and everything. Some of them I don't have covered because I don't have that color. But I made my own vinyl artwork for the side here, and I want to take you for a ride on the side and everything. My wife helped me out with that, and you can see it's half blue and half black. The blue matches with the rest of the cabinet and everything, but I completely overdid the top of it because I did not like the top artwork. But the side panel artwork is fantastic. I like it, and I think it matches real well with the bottom riser and stuff like that. I did turn mine around because I like black all the way down, and I put my own little Capcom logo on it and stuff like that to match with the one that I put up here. So I just blacked this out, green on one side, blue on the other. Swapped out the button for some Hap styles. I really like the Hap style buttons with the clickiness and stuff like that. So I got a little Venom statue in today that I put up on top of it and everything. As far as the marquee goes, this is one of the worst marquees I've actually seen. Other than, like, the lighting is good on it, but I'm trying to show you like the quality. Like, look at this looks like like a really poor JPEG image that they grabbed off of Google or something like that. It just looks really, really bad. The detail is just completely gone from around the edges and stuff like that. And if you look at the black in the New Age of Heroes area right here, it's just really, really bad. And see, even like the Capcom. So I'm going to end up having to replace that. And to spend $600 on one of these cabinets and having to replace stuff like this, you know, especially if you look over here at the previous one, yeah, the colors aren't as dark, but it's sharp. Like, you don't have that junk around the edges of it, and just like the graininess and stuff. Like, the image is sharp. So this is a really like older cabinet because it's the shark fin side and everything. So this is a lot older cabinet, and like your Mortal Kombat one is sharp and looks great and everything. So they're just all over the place when it comes to their quality control on these things still. And I just feel like, you know, Marvel versus Capcom, for as much work as it took to get this thing done and out and everything like that, it's just sad to see stuff like this go by the wayside. The other thing is, I really like the screen. The quality of the screen is great. The image quality looks fantastic and everything. You know, I really enjoy the way it looks and everything, but it has some, I've had sound issues to where, like, you know, like the main menu will be real loud, and then I go into the game and it's kind of quiet, and then I'll just reset the system, the whole thing. I'll power off the whole unit and turn it back on, go back into the game, and then it sounds fine. So it's just kind of wonky how that happens. And then I've also had a couple of stutters in the game. For me, you know, I played the Dreamcast version quite a bit. You know, I love the Dreamcast version of this game. It's my go-to, and I also have the digital version of it on my PS3. And I mean, that's just, those are both fantastic experiences. Whereas this, on the other hand, I know it's using emulation, of course, but it's just, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it's slow in the single player and stuff like that. I tried to play multiplayer on it, but the fact that there's like one stage that I don't know if they've done anything about that, but all the video reviews I've watched of it, it's one stage for the online multiplayer, and I'm just like, what? Like, why would I just want to keep repeating the same level and playing it over and over? And I'm not into that. So I bought it really just for the single player because I do like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I had this space left where I wanted to put another cabinet and stuff like that, and they weren't coming out. I have no urge to buy anything that they have coming out anytime soon. Maybe the Time Crisis if they ever release that. But they haven't even shown anything on that, so I have no idea when, if anything about that cabinet. So, and I'll eventually get it if it does come out. But I really wanted something to fill this space. But back to the cabinet, I really feel like this is more of a casual experience, and I'm fine with that. But still, paying $600 and your marquee sucks the way it does. It's kind of a letdown. And I personally feel like, even though it's a casual experience, I have this game on a tablet that is half the power of this thing, and I'm running it on Redream, and it plays just fine. Like, I don't have the sound issues, I don't have the stutter issues when I play it and stuff. So if my dinky old tablet can play it, and then like a Dreamcast that's, ages old and everything like that can play it in a PS3. I don't understand how this cannot, like, play it. I did a lot of other mods to it besides this. There was heat issues on the board on the back. When I was running this for like 20 minutes, I went to the back and I touched it, and it was hot to the touch. And I'm like, oh my God, like, none of my other cabinets get that freaking hot. So I ended up taking the board out, flipping the whole metal thing around, and pasting it on the back. And then putting a little heatsink fan up behind it, and mounted it up on the back behind the cabinet and stuff like that inside of it. So it was constantly blowing on it and keeping it cool. So the board stays cool now, but I had to go in and do all that. So it's just a shame that, they're cooling, and if they tested this, they should have known after 20 minutes the board was going to get hot. So people that don't mod these, I'm just afraid that they're going to end up burning up their CPUs inside and stuff like that, and then not have any game, and then have to go through the whole dreaded warranty with these guys, which take forever because it could be 3 weeks or a month before you even get your replacement and stuff like that. So overall, my experience with this, I love the other games on the cabinet and everything. They run perfectly fine. But I already had that machine with all those other games on it. So I just wanted this for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, really. And if I was just to buy this for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I don't know. It's kind of a letdown, to be honest. The artwork's cool on the sides. The joysticks are a lot better. Your buttons were still those crappy, buttons that come on all of them and everything. And I always replace them on most of my fighting cabinets anyway. But, it needed better buttons. It needed better emulation. It needed a better marquee and stuff. And for those three things to fail, those are three really important things, especially for this game. Everybody had been waiting for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to come out. And for it to have those three glaring issues, in my opinion, that's pretty bad. So... my baby's screaming in the background. My wife's got him. But I gotta rate this probably about a 6 out of 10. Just because I hated the deck art on it. Like, it looked like this, which is fine for this unit, the big blue and stuff like that. But this cabinet didn't originally have artwork of its own and everything. This was always put into like a big blue or another type cabinet and stuff. This is the Midway style cabinet. And I like the design of the body and everything of it. But the artwork on it just really sucked, in my opinion, quite frankly. So I ended up making my own, and I like this a lot better and everything. So now it feels good to me and everything. So, I can enjoy it. The sound quality is a lot better on this unit. The speakers on this, like with the Street Fighter one that I just got, really good sound quality. So they've really done really great with their sound quality. And I got to applaud them for the form factor on here. The BOE monitor, I got to applaud them for that. So there's several good things, but the big three things that really drop the experience are that monitor, this marquee and having to replace the buttons again on such a important fighting game for this company and everything. This was on everybody's wish list that wanted one of these arcades that's into fighting games. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And your online was terrible, and it didn't even boot at launch and stuff like that. Is it playable now? Yeah, it's not great, but it is playable. But it could have been so much more. So, like I said, in my opinion, about a 6 out of 10 out of this unit. It's not my favorite unit, but I do think it looks good now. I am happy overall with it. Just playing it by myself or like friends come over or something like that, it's a great experience. But I'll never play this online. But I do enjoy it now. But those are just my thoughts on it, guys. I hope I didn't ramble on too much about it and y'all kind of understand my points and stuff like that. You know, I just talk off the top of my head. I don't really read paperwork or anything like that. You know, I don't really care about all that. I'm just not trying to sound all professional or anything. I just tell you what's off the top of my head from the heart. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Thanks, y'all. Take care. Later.